Hey everybody, happy new year and welcome to A Kinda Crafty Kenzie. I'm so excited to do some Valentine's DIYs, so let's go. So first up, we are going to do a recycle or an upcycle. This is something that I bought from probably Dollar General a couple years back. I'm just not feeling the red glittery hearts anymore. So I just disassembled it and saved what I could. I was able to save most of the letters and that little heart. And I just flipped them over and painted them with some white chalk paint. I gave them 2 coats and made sure I even got around the edges. Then I just got some of my letters from Walmart or the Dollar Tree, wherever you want to get them. They're pretty inexpensive both places. Obviously they're a Dollar Tree, but anyways. Then I just painted them with some really pretty pink paint. I could not find any ballet from Waverly, so I'm kind of just winging it and making my own color. Then I just went ahead and distressed my little hearts with some truffle chalk paint. I didn't go too heavy on the distressing, but I definitely wanted to give it that farmhouse vibe because that is what my theme is like all the time. You guys would know if you are new here. Welcome. Go ahead and check out some of my other DIY videos. I did tons and tons of Christmas and just a couple fall, so I'm really excited to keep going with all the seasons and all the holidays. Then I just went ahead and used some of these skewer sticks. Nope, these aren't skewer sticks. These are, give me a second, dowel rods from a Dollar Tree. These are super handy to have. You just, never know when you're going to need something like this. So I always try to keep these in my stash. And I just cut them in half. And then I'm going to just go ahead and give them a little bit of white chalk paint and then a little bit of the truffle brown as well. So then I went ahead with my brown color Sharpie and I just gave this little heart some stitching. I really am liking this look on things. I did a few things like this for Christmas, but for Valentine's Day, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to incorporate it pretty much in a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure I did this in every project I did in this video today. But anyways, I just love the effect that it gives. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below if you like this look or if you prefer just like the heart without the stitching. I don't know. I just think even though I like the rustic farmhouse look, I just feel like this gives it that little homemade look. And I don't really like my stuff to look store-bought. I like it to look homemade, but not sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I just did it to these little letters as well, and I just think it helps them pop off so much more. But definitely let me know in the comments what you guys think. I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? So I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and New Year's. I cannot believe that it is already January and Christmas is over. It went so fast, you guys. I only had one video go up between Christmas and New Year's, and that was just a shopping haul at Dollar Tree. I scored some really adorable Valentine's Day stuff, so make sure you go back and check that out if you haven't already. I also went to Dollar General, so I have another haul for you guys that I can't wait to put up. But I was so excited to dive in with some DIYs that I put this one up next instead. But if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing. My channel is all about DIY, farmhouse mostly, crafting, upcycling, trash to treasure, and of course some shopping hauls, anything like that. So if you love stuff like that, you're definitely in the right place. And if you are returning, you already know how much I love and appreciate you. Welcome back. Welcome to 2021 with me, and let's make this year awesome, you guys. So anyways, as you can see, I'm just placing these little letters on top of the hearts, and I'm already loving this look so much. So then I just took those skewer sticks. Darn it, why do I want to call them that? I took these little dowel rod sticks and I just hot glued them to the back of the hearts, and then I just added a little bit on the edge for a little bit of security, and that is how I'm going to attach all of my dowel rod sticks to my hearts. I was going to try to drill them, but I knew there was no way I had a bit small enough to get in those hearts. Anyway, so then I just took this little crate from the Dollar Tree. This is something else I love to have in my stash a lot because you never know when you're going to need something like this. So let me know in the comments what like some of your favorite things are to keep in your stashes that you always make sure you have at all times. Like no matter if you're crafting with it right now or not, but have to have it at all times because you just never know. Anyways, as I can see, these are pretty readable at the Dollar Tree. It took a while for me to finally come across them, but once I did, it seems that they're pretty much always there. But now that I say that, I'll probably never find them again. So then I just took some of this really, really pretty pink twine, and then of course some natural twine, and I just tied like little bows with them. Nothing fancy, just kind of like little shoelace bows, and then I just attached them to the bottom of the hearts. So I was gonna go ahead and just attach these little heart sticks into one crate with the styrofoam because I don't have any floral foam, like a ding dong. I forgot it. But as you can see, it was gonna get crowded, and I did try to put it all in one, but I just went ahead and skipped over that. I didn't even put it in the video because I ended up just painting another crate and then attaching them together like this. So after I had them attached, I just went ahead and went over them with some white chalk paint and gave them just a light distressing look.
When I blame me for the things that weigh me down.
So getting these little hearts to go in this box was kind of annoying, to say the least. It took way too long, but I know if I would have had more foam or some even floral foam, which probably would have worked out better, they would have probably went in there a lot nicer. I've done things like this where I have put things like this in these little crates with some foam and stuff, and it worked out just fine. But this is all the foam I had. I could not find where I had any more. I thought I did, and like I said, I forgot floral foam, but I feel like if I would have had more of that, and if I would have had some more Spanish moss, that this probably would have worked out better. But as you can see, what I ended up doing to kind of keep them straight and just like together is I just glued a little teeny spot of the hearts, and I kind of just glued them all together. That way they wouldn't like fall all around. And so far it's worked great. I'm definitely going to pick up some more Spanish moss and just go ahead and fill that in there a little bit more. But I had to do something to cover up the foam. But I still think it turned out really, really cute. It's definitely rustic, so I'm loving it. So next up, we're going to use this similar style of like a little wooden crate box thing from the Dollar Tree. I think these are so adorable, and this is also something I try to keep on hand pretty often. I get lots of comments on my Instagram and stuff how you guys love these little stacked books, but not everybody has access to scrap wood or someone who can get the wood for them. And at the Dollar Tree, you can always buy their paperback books or even their hardback books and create this look. But I am going to teach you a way that you can do it for just $1 using this little crate. So I incorporated these two pinks from Apple Barrel, and I didn't mix them with white or soften them up or anything because I wanted them to be kind of vibrant against the white. As you can see, I just went ahead and gave the whole box like a white base, and then just did some pink on the top, left the middle book like white, and then did a more vibrant pink on the bottom. And I went all the way around the crate, the box, whatever you want to call it. It was really easy to stay like in the lines, I guess you could say, because there are like the indentation, like the seams there. So I'm going to show you exactly what I did to kind of enhance those to make them look like a book even more. So whatever colors you want to choose is completely up to you. This is strictly like a Valentine's Day look, and so I just went with pink and white. Then these are what the paint markers I use all the time look like. If you haven't been able to find them on Amazon, I always link that stuff below in the description box, but there's a picture of what the whole box looks like in case you were having trouble. And then I just went ahead with the paint marker and like kind of followed the indentations, as you can see, and I did that all the way around and even on the sides. On the sides I did take a ruler to keep them straight. That way that they went, they didn't go wonky on me. So be proud, you guys. I used a ruler. I didn't like how it still looked kind of hollowed out. So then I just took a little bit of my black chalk paint and the finest brush I could find, and then I went in and just painted inside those little indentations. This took a hot minute, but it was totally worth it in the end because I really think it just made it look more vibrant. If I could go back, because I don't know, I'm the type of crafter that I critique my own self when I'm done, and I look at what I could have done differently or any mistakes I made, I can definitely point out. So if I could do this over, and I probably will, I would have definitely did the ombre effect with the pinks and the white, and then I would have used gray instead of black, because all of my Valentine's decor seems to be revolving around like white, pink, and gray, not really black. But I just went ahead and hit it with my heat gun after I was done, because it would have took a long time for that paint to dry inside those little indentations, and we all know this mama has no time for that. So then I went around with the truffle and I just distressed it lightly. I kept it very, very light. I didn't want to go crazy. I definitely wanted that pink and white to stand out a lot. After that, I decided to still go ahead and hit it with some sandpaper, and I think that just took this crate, I almost called them books, but you know what I mean, to the next level. This is the sandpaper I use all the time to distress. It's the 100 grit, and it's from the Gator, and it's actually just like refill pads that you would put on the sander, but I just use them, as you can see, like this, and it lasts a really, really long time. So I just went over the little books really, really good, especially on the black. I got in there and tried to lighten it up a little bit. So then I am finally going to go ahead and use some of these stamps that I got from the Dollar General a little while back, and I'm going to do black ink on the two pinks, and then I went ahead and did a lighter pink stamp color that I got off of Amazon a while back. They're okay. I'm not crazy about them because, as you can see, or you'll see here in a second, they're really thin strips, so when you use a larger stamper like this, it's hard not to catch the other ones. Kind of reminds me of an eyeshadow palette if you look at it, but as you can see, it was really, really light, and I wasn't quite sure if I was digging it, but I just went ahead and kept with it, and you can see it like after it's all said and done, but I definitely would have liked a little bit of a darker pink on there. But anyways, I just spelled out I love you to make it look like little books, and I think they're pretty cute. So then I just took this little heart that I recycled from the first project that I disassembled, and I just painted over all of that glitter with some white chalk paint. I love that it still gave it a nice textured look, but it wasn't glittery. You guys know how I feel about glitter. We're just not friends anymore. So I love the way it looked in the end though. Then I took these really pretty pink twines that I got from Amazon. The brown one came from Dollar Tree, but I'll link the twines below for you guys. I've used them so much. I use them in all kinds of decor, so I highly recommend them. They have so many different colors in the pack. Then I just glued a little bit of the twine inside the box, and then with what, wrapped it around around the books, as you can see. Then I just glued the rest inside the box. So then I took this heart and I just attached it to the top. I didn't make it lay flat, but it was flat enough that you didn't see the hot mess that was behind it. And then I just took that same twine that I wrapped around the books and I wrapped it around my fingers a couple times to make a really cute fat bow. And then all you do is you just cut off the excess and then taken in a little piece of twine. If I could get in focus here, it would be great. And I just tied it around. And this is a super simple way to make like a quadruple loop bow, you know what I mean, where you have like different twines you're mixing, or you want like a big loop like that. And then I just went ahead and glued it down on top of the books next to the little heart. And as you probably already knew, I was going to go ahead and distress that little heart because it could not be stark white on top of that distressed stack of books. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about this in the comments. So next up, we're going to take 2 of these adorable little palettes that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And all I did was go ahead and attach them with some hot glue. Some people like to use wood glue. I, for one, am a get it done now type of person. So I love hot glue. I've never had problems with stuff coming apart just using hot glue and not wood glue. But it's completely up to you, whatever kind of glue you want to use to attach it. Then look at this, you guys. Look how organized your girl got over the Christmas vacay. Look at me go with all of my stencils all nice and in folder. Oh, I'm so proud. Anyways, I went ahead with some plaster. I didn't want this to be stark white. I wanted it to look kind of warmer, if you know what I mean. So I just painted these little palettes in this plaster color, and I really liked it. It's a really pretty kind of like off-white creamy look when it's said and done. I don't know, I really like it. Anyways, it was my first time using plaster. As you can see, it's a brand new bottle, so I was excited. But that's I mean, you know you're a crafter when you're that excited about paint. But anyways, so then I went ahead and used my heat gun. I use it so much, you guys, even when I don't show it, and I love it. It's linked below. Then I just took some elephant gray chalk paint and very lightly distressed over the 2 palettes. Then I used this cool stencil thing that I literally just found. I don't even know where this came from. I think like my girls had this and maybe popped some shapes out, and then mama said, yes, please, I'll keep that because I can trace those. Anyways, then I mixed some paint, as you saw. All I did was use some of that apple barrel pink paint and then some white chalk paint, mixed it to make a nice pretty light pink color. I really like it. If I keep mixing and keep loving it, I probably won't even be sad that I don't have the Ballet Slipper Waverly chalk paint. Anyways, I did this 2 times. I did a heart at the top, and then I went ahead and did a heart down at the bottom. The heart at the top, I kept just this tad smidge. I don't even know if that's like right. That's not even proper grammar. Kept a smidge. I kept it a little darker than the one on the bottom. So I just added in a little bit more white when I mixed the colors. But I think they're really cute. So since I did trace a stencil, there was a little bit of pencil mark that I could not quite get covered up with the paint. I didn't want to go out of the line. I just went ahead with one of my thinner paint markers that I have. Those are linked below too. You guys, I'm obsessed with these. They are so inexpensive too. I highly recommend them. I just took this really pretty like soft gray color that I had, and then just went ahead around the little hearts and gave it that stitching look, and that way it covered up any of that pencil mark that might be left over from where I traced the heart stencil. And sorry, my hair's in the shot. Apparently I'm going blind and need to get like right up close to it to work. Anyways, then I took these stencils from the Dollar General. They came in a pack of like, I don't know, there was a lot. It's really awesome. I hauled it a ways back, but I was really nervous to do this, you guys. I got this stencil brush from the Dollar Tree, and I was super excited to use it. But if you know me and you've seen me stencil, you know that I always trace out my letters first and then spend the next 10 hours painting them in with a really fine paintbrush or using my paint markers. But since this is a palette thing, and as you can see, like the hearts, you know what I mean, the palette look where stuff's not complete, I couldn't do that with this. It would have looked weird. So I just gave it, Jesus take the wheel, and I went ahead with the stencil brush and the elephant gray chalk paint by Waverly, and I went for it. And y'all, it turned out bomb. I was so excited. excited. Oh my goodness, wait. How pretty is that, you guys? I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus, because I was so afraid it was going to mess up the whole stinking palette. So anyways, then I just went ahead and attached some of these little tumbling tower blocks to the back so it could stand up. And then I used some of this really pretty white burlap type ribbon that I got in a pack off of Amazon. Of course, it's linked, y'all know that. Then I took that pink and tied it around to tie it together. And then you all see that little button over there. Bringing back the buttons for sure this year. I love the buttons in my work. I don't know. I just love it. Anyways, then I just attached this little bow at the top with some hot glue and then attach that little button. And this guy is all done. And you guys, I am in love. So next we're going to take these two signs that I had gotten from the Dollar Tree at Christmas time that I just didn't get around to using. But I always make sure I use my stuff. So you might see like a fall sign that I'm using for Easter, who knows. But I even kept the twine that I took off and used it in the end. I was just going to flip this over and just paint the back, but then I always have to cover up that Christmas stuff or whatever's on the other side with craft paper. So I just decided to go ahead and sand the glitter off and then just paint the front, and it turned out totally fine. I used these jumbo craft sticks from Walmart to attach the two signs together. This is what I do all the time when I'm attaching signs together to make a bigger sign. I don't even glue the two signs together. It doesn't really even seem to do anything. As long as I attach a couple of these craft sticks, it works out perfect. Then I am beating the crap out of this bottle of chalk paint. I am determined to get every ounce of paint out of that bottle. Then I just went ahead and gave the front of this sign 2 good coats of the white chalk paint. Then I am using this this old love sign. These are really nice pieces of wood, but of course I wasn't feeling the glitter and the red, so I'm just disassembling it and going to repurpose it. I think I got that at the Dollar General maybe a long time ago. I can't remember. I wasn't really big into Valentine's Day decor. I think I decorated like 1 or 2 years before I got diagnosed with leukemia, and then I haven't decorated since. This is the first year I've done it since. But anyways, I just went ahead and painted the letters with this elephant gray chalk paint. While I was crafting, I was learning that I'm going to be incorporating gray into my decor instead of black. So at first I wasn't going to paint this heart. I was going to paint it all pink. But as you can see, as I was painting things gray, you could still see a big definition between the glitter and then the wood. So I kind of wanted to work with that. So then I just used some of this apple barrel pink paint and mixed it with some of the Waverly white paint, and then just went ahead all over where the glitter is supposed to be here on the heart, as you can see, and painted it pink. I thought about doing this to all of the letters, but I thought it would be a little too much, so I just stuck with the heart. Then you can see, like, I didn't color perfectly in the lines, so I just took one of my paint markers that pretty much matched this gray perfectly, and then I just went around the heart and neatened it up anywhere where I'd kind of got off of the glitter a little bit.
Drive a faster car, lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my city.
So I definitely want to do something for the other letters because I wasn't going to paint them pink. So I went ahead with my white paint marker and just went around and created the stitching look along where the wood meets the glitter. You see what I'm trying to say. I just thought this made this look so pretty because it enhances the two-tone like texture that is already here, and I don't know, it just made it so pretty. I absolutely just loved it. So then I just went ahead and went around the heart as well, and I thought that it just tied it in together gorgeously. I absolutely love this. So I went ahead and got these awesome set of 24 color pencils from Dollar General for $1, you guys. I looked at that price tag like 5 times because I swore it was a mistake, but it was true. It was $1, and these are so nice and soft to use. It's really hard for me to keep color pencils in my house because my children always steal them. So I have these like under lock and key. But anyways, as you can see, I just went with the sign and drew some lines to give it that shiplap look. I thought it looked really nice and soft with this gray versus like using black or even like a Sharpie. I love these pencils. I highly recommend them, especially if you love doing stuff like this. Oh, it's so pretty. Anyways, then I just took some of that gray elephant chalk paint and just lightly went around the edges to give it a little bit of a stressed look. And then I just took what was left in my brush after I did this and kind of went over the front of the sign. I didn't want to get crazy with my distressing. I didn't want like a heavy-handed look, so I kept it really light, and I think it was just perfect. After that was all nice and dry, I went ahead and hit it with my sandpaper as well. Apparently I lost that footage. I don't know what happened, but I did sand it to soften up the pencil and around the edges. And then as you can see, I even measured where my letters were going to go because I wanted everything to be nice and straight as possible. And then I just went ahead and glued them down. So, like I said, I totally thought I was going to go with like a white and black buffalo check with some red and pink for my Valentine's Day theme, like for my decor. But I totally shifted gears and ended up doing like a really light pink, of course some white, and then this gray. So luckily I had this white and gray buffalo check style ribbon that I had gotten from Joann Fabrics like back at the beginning of fall. So I just went ahead and tied a cute little bow with this and then tied it around with that pink twine to tie it all together. So I stocked up on all my white and black buffalo check ribbon. Now I'm gonna have to find some white and gray because like I said, I shifted gears somewhere, but that's usually, I should have known because that's usually what happens with me. So then I just ducktailed the ends of the ribbon and then just attached it there at the top, like in the center. And I think this sign is so cute, you guys. So after I attached the bow, I knew I needed to have a way to hang it, and I didn't want you to be able to see it. So I took those 2 pieces of twine that came on the signs originally, and I just hot glued them on the back to where they can hang, but then you like won't see the hangers. And I am so excited to get the rest of my Christmas stuff down because yes, I still have some Christmas stuff up in my house, and get my Valentine's Day stuff up. So next we're going to use this heart that I got from the Crafter Squares section like back in the fall time. I didn't even have this for the intention of Valentine's Day. I just saw them and thought they were really cute and I grabbed them. I think they had like squares and circles and crosses and hearts and just all kinds of stuff. You guys have probably seen them. But then I went ahead and just mixed some more of that light pink or that pink color with some white Waverly, and there you can see I'm doing it and making like a really light pink color. I'm loving this, and this was like my own creation, so yay me. Anyways, then I just painted this entire heart front, back, and sides because you're going to be able to see the entire thing. I got 2 of these. And now, 6 months later, I'm kicking myself for not getting more because I'm loving these, but who would have known? But I've learned with Dollar Tree that if you see something and you think you might not use it till later, get it now because chances are later when you want it, it's going to be gone. So anyways, then I just hit it with the heat gun like I usually always do. And then I took, now these are skewer sticks, y'all. I took these and I put some beads on them. I get the beads from Amazon. I love the natural wood, and then they're a lot easier to paint if you want to change the colors of them. And of course, I just went ahead with the gray, the white, and then I did use some of that paint that I had mixed up to make a couple of the pink ones because you guessed it, we are going to make a beaded garland with a tassel.
Don't get me wrong, you and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself, not rely on somebody else.
So then I went ahead with that same gray paint marker that I used earlier, and I just did some stitching along the edges of this heart on both sides. I thought that it just looked kind of bare, and I didn't want to put any words or anything on it. I wanted to keep it really simple, but it just needed a little something more. So I thought this just made it look perfect, and it helps like tie together with like the rest of my decor, because like I said, I'm going like that stitch look happy for some reason. I don't know. I'm just loving that look this year.
This is my time. I'm feeling good. Rule every party. See how I shine when I'm alone. Nothing can stop me. You should go out, meet someone else, someone who gets you. Don't stick around. I'm pretty wild. I don't do monogamy. Don't get
So I have a really bad habit when I'm filming to get out of the focus. So this is kind of just a quick way of how I make my tassels. I can't even really explain to you what I'm doing because I'm terrible at staying in focus and I went really fast. But if you guys would like a tutorial on how you can make these cute little tassels, I can do an entire video on just that and go nice and slow and talk you through it as I do it. Just let me know in the comments below. It took me a couple minutes to get this because I haven't made them since Christmas, and it was almost like I was kind of rusty because I haven't made a ton, but they turn out really, really adorable in the end. But anyways, if you guys would love to know how to make these beaded garlands with this tassel attached, definitely just drop a comment and I will gladly make, like I said, a whole video just about that and talk you through it completely. But I just used these two twines. This white one I think I got from Hobby Lobby like a long time ago, or my husband might have even given it to me, and then the pink one is the one I've been using this whole time that I got from Amazon. And I was only going to do one, but I was like, no, I really like the both of them look. I don't know, because it tied with my tassel, so I just went for it. As you can see, it was definitely difficult to get it through the beads, so I just used the tip of my take the tip of the twine and put a little bit of hot glue on it, but even after a while that starts to not work. So what I found was if you just kind of shove it through a little bit, take a skewer stick, kind of push it through, it definitely goes right through and makes it a lot easier. I love beaded tassels, but they sometimes are kind of like a headache to make because sitting here and beading beads drives me crazy. But anyways, eventually got to the end and I just attached the heart, and I wish I would have threw a few more beads on there, but I don't know, it's like you never know how many you're going to use, so I just kind of guesstimated, and then I just tied the heart. I gave it like 2 or 3 knots here at the end. I was going to make a bow just out of this extra twine that I have, but I didn't like the looks of it, so I just double knotted it or triple knotted it, and then I left the excess on because I thought it looked really cool when I incorporated the bow. And then I just tied a simple shoelace bow with the same twine that I ran through the whole thing and just attached it. And like I said, I just kept those little tails on the heart that were already on there originally, and I think it's really adorable, you guys. I think this is so pretty. I love the colors, and I think, oh, I just love it. Let me know what you think. But it's just so soft and pretty looking, but still farmhousey at the same time. So let me know in the comments if you guys like this and if you want to see a tutorial on how to tie these tassels. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me today. I had so much fun creating these adorable Valentine's Day decor pieces. I am so excited about this accidental color combination that kind of happened, but I am loving pink. Pink is my absolute favorite color, so I'm excited to finally have a holiday where I can sport my favorite color, and I'm just loving how the gray and the white tied in. I cannot wait to put more pieces together. You guys will have to let me know which one was your favorite. Just drop it in the comments and let me know what color you're using in your decor this year. If you're creating stuff on your own, make sure you tag me over on Instagram. I love to see what you're working on. My handle is always in the description box below, and I am so excited to see what you guys come up with as well. Let me know if you're sticking with the traditional like red and whites and pinks, or are you using like blacks or blues, or I'm so curious and I can't wait to find out. I hope that you guys subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to stick around and join my crafty YouTube family here. And if you like videos like this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye!